All right, so before I begin, let me say my copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So what I'm about to stream right now is going to be day one of Nichole Rice trial. I did a story of Anita Knudsen, I think like 4 or 5 days ago. It's in one of my playlist history. So I'm going to play the day one of her trial. It's going to be opening statements.
That's what you are now. You are the jury. As Judge Hager has just instructed you, it's your job to listen to the facts in this case as they are presented. And as Mr. Nelson told you during voir dire, how we do that, through the testimony of witnesses in that witness stand right over there, and through the introduction of exhibits. 18 years ago, 18-year-old Anita Knudsen was stabbed to death in Minot, North Dakota. Anita had dreams of becoming a teacher. She was a college student at MSU. And when she was a student at MSU, her roommate was Nichole Thomas Rice, known as Nichole Thomas at that time. The state intends to show you evidence. There was bad blood between these two girls, and their living situation was highly toxic. The state intends to show you evidence that on the early morning hours of June 3rd, 2007, Nichole Thomas Rice stabbed Anita Knudsen twice in the chest, killing her. You're going to hear from a number of witnesses who established this timeline. I did a trial back in September. It was another murder trial. And my trial partner made a statement during closing that's echoed with me for a while, where he said, crime loves silence. Now, in that particular case, we had a defendant who had killed someone who could have blown the lid off of a pretty big drug operation. But that phrase stuck with me. Crime loves silence. As you have heard, this has been a cold case. Ms. Rice was not charged with this crime until 2022, 15 years after it happened. It's a bit of the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady. Law enforcement took the time to make sure we're the right person. There were some new developments that occurred over the years. You're going to hear testimony with regards to that. But as Mr. Nelson also told you during voir dire, there's some information that was looked back on in a different light. Because, as we all know, sometimes when you hear something in the instant, it means something a little bit more significant once you look back on it. I think that's what they meant then. Or, oh, that really is why that was important. You're going to hear whispers from the past across the void of time that led to these charges. Silent no more. And we are concluded with this case. We are confident that you are going to find Nichole Thomas Rice guilty of the murder of Anita Knudsen. Thank you.
Mr. Sand, do you wish to make an opening statement for the defense? You may proceed. Thank you, Ms. Sorgan.
So what you guys just heard was the opening statements from the prosecution. This is Nichole Rice's defense attorney who's about to give his opening statement. And for those who just joined, This is the roommate murder mystery trial, day one. This is a rewatch because it happened earlier this year, where it resulted in a not guilty for the defendant. But I'm just doing a rewatch of everything. What's going on, Todd Beauty? Welcome in. Welcome in.
You guys hear me all right? Wonderful. First of all, thank you for being here. I know we said
Welcome in, Veronica. How you doing? Thank you.
Selection. This is a huge commitment. I'm sure it's very stressful. Taking a lot of time out of your lives, and we really appreciate it. Now, as the state's attorney said, you're going to hear a lot of evidence in this case. You're going to see a lot of evidence. You're going to hear a lot of testimony. At the end of it, I disagree with the state. You're going to know after you hear that Nichole did not kill Anita. Now, what happened to Anita is terrible. It's awful. It's every family's nightmare. It's every parent.
So, Veronica, the crime happened back in 2007. It was a cold case for about 19 years. I remember seeing this on Dateline like years and years ago, and then also I've seen it somewhere else on Cold Justice on the Oxygen channel, I believe, when they had it on. This took place in Minot, North Dakota. She was just recently arrested, I believe, 2022, 2023, one of those two. And the trial just actually started as of this year, earlier, I believe sometime around February, March of this year.
Parents' nightmare, it's every town's nightmare. And Anita died in 2007. We're sitting here in 2025. Now, we talked in jury selection.
Yeah, she's in North Dakota.
What changed between now and then?
The blonde chick is Nichole Rice that we saw.
I'm going to show you what changed. I'm going to tell you what changed. The witnesses are going to show you what changed. It was pressure from a TV show, a nationally syndicated program that came in, worked with the Minot Police Department.
Yeah, and for full context of what actually happened, I did a true crime video on Anita Knudsen. I believe it's titled "What Happened to Anita Knudsen." I did that like 4 or 5 days ago, so it's just a pretty much. It'll give you a lot of context to what had originally happened. But this took place back in year 2007, and for so many years they had too many suspects, but they couldn't narrow it down. But then they brought in some investigators from a TV show called Cold Justice, and they actually helped the local law enforcement solve the crime of who could have done it. But it was only one person it could be, which was her roommate, and that's who's on trial right now.
Didn't dig up anything of substance, but put an incredible amount of pressure on the state's attorney's office, the police department, to bring charges in this case. Now, you're going to hear from the original officers. I anticipate you'll hear from them. They're on the state's witness list. Those are good officers. They worked this case really hard, and they followed up with a lot of people. And they didn't charge Nichole.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
They
said.
didn't charge Nichole because she didn't do it. Nichole got charged after a national media circus descended on Minot. You're going to hear evidence, just like the state said. You're going to hear evidence that they reached out to the FBI to find out who did this. They didn't say Nichole. I'll tell you who they said. They said it pointed to a man named Devin Hall. And I'm going to come back to that. Every time the police called Nichole, she showed up. She talked to him. She said, "How can I help?" Not everybody did that. Now, this Devin Hall, he was a 17-year-old kid from the Fort Peck Reservation out in Montana. The evidence is going to show you he traveled to Minot. That's where the murder happened. The evidence is going to show you he admitted to possession of the murder weapon, which was a locking knife, like a buck knife, that an Indian head on one side. At one time, it had Indian heads on two sides, but one fell off. And the evidence is going to show you that when the police showed that knife to Devin, he said, "Is this your knife?" And he's going to say, "I've had that knife." And you say, "How do you know?" It's missing the Indian head on the other side. You're going to find out that Devin Hall was caught breaking into other women's apartments that weekend through a window. Please listen to that. The state's going to tease that evidence out too, but they're going to try to change how it sounds.
This lawyer sound like Batman with this raspy ass voice. It's kind of annoying me, for real. It just reminds me of Batman.
It's also important that you're going to look at someone's behavior. Devin Hall, the evidence is going to show you, continued this kind of behavior. And he had implications, not just back on his home reservation, but federally as well. You're going to hear testimony.
For real, Tabby, it's like he need to clear his throat like every time he
That
talks
was
and
the
shit.
lead
Like,
suspect in this case that ran from the apartment complex that Anita and Nichole lived in. You're going to hear this man was described as a 6'2" Native American young man who was sprinting at 7 o'clock in the morning from that apartment complex to the next apartment complex with blood on his t-shirt. You're going to hear from officer reports. You're going to hear that they worked with the FBI, like I told you, and you're going to hear from other investigations, some of our own, that point to Devin Hall. That's where all the fingers point in this case. On top of that, there was other work that was done in this case that showed other suspects that were much more culpable than Nichole. There was the maintenance man you're going to hear about. The maintenance man who in the morning showed up, found a broken into apartment with curtains and a curtain rod strewn outside that he threw back in. That maintenance man was interviewed, and on New Year's Eve, the next year around, he committed suicide. And the night before he committed suicide, he talked to a friend and said he had something very heavy on his heart. You're going to hear about someone else, the prom date of Miss Knudsen. This prom date ended up moving into the same apartment as Miss Knudsen, same apartment building, went on to continue to be a sleuth throughout Miss Knudsen's, after her murder, and has been sitting in many of these court hearings as we go. He was a prime suspect. The cops describe him as obsessed with Anita. You're going to hear that Nichole had an alibi while this went on. She wasn't there. You're going to hear she did not do this. This is a media sensationalized case.
yeah, so that's why they couldn't. That's why it took so long for them to even get this close to the case, because they had too many possible suspects. You had a love interest from high school who not only was obsessed with her, but he also lived right next door in the same apartment complex. I mean, not in the same apartment complex, but the next building over. But that's how far he was. That's how much he was obsessed with her. He went on to college to even live next door to her, pretty much. And then you also had a maintenance man who had access to the building. He was a possible suspect, but what made him more of a suspect is because the following year he committed suicide. So they just thought that was a sign of guilt. And then you also have her actual roommate, Anita's roommate, which is Nichole Rice, who's on trial now. She was a suspect because she had a key. So and they actually going to find out that it was a toxic roommate relationship that they had.
And that's the person they want. They want the roommate, the college roommate. That sells. What doesn't sell is somebody who's dead or an indigent person that lives out in the middle of nowhere in Montana. Nichole sells. And that's what's going
This
on.
is
And I'm
crazy
sorry that I
ass
get
case.
impassioned, but I'm sure you understand the seriousness of this. State's going to talk to you about a toxic roommate relationship. And I know we discussed this in jury instructions. Siblings, roommates, they fight. There's issues about an unplugged fish tank, about an alarm clock that wouldn't stop going off. The evidence is going to show you people like Nichole don't kill.
What's gonna shock you guys is the reason why her roommate killed her. And to me, this is crazy because it's a roommate living situation. I don't think it should ever get to that point of toxic to where you take your roommate's life. If it's getting to that point, I mean, me, I'm breaking my lease, but I'm not going to break the law and get put away for it. But the reason, the motive for her killing her is because she unplugged her fish tank. And when she came back from out of town, her fish was all dead, but she did it on accident. Or I believe I think she said she did it intentionally. I'm not sure. But that was the reason. And because of her alarm clock kept going off and it kept being too loud for the whole building or for the whole apartment. So that's why one day she just decided to take her roommate's life because of those two main reasons.
Their roommates over that kind of stuff. They don't put knives through their sternums. The evidence is going to show you Nichole Rice didn't do this.
I know, right, Veronica?
This entire case toward Nichole has been an abortion of justice, and it can stop now. And Anita deserves justice. But justice is out there. It's not here. This is a show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He didn't do much but do
Sergeant,
reasonable
call your first
doubt.
witness.
State calls Sharon Knutson.
Someone call in Ms. Knutson, please.
So this is the victim's mother. This is the first witness,
The step.
Sharon Knutson.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to have you sworn an oath.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Watch your step, and we'll have you go back over here, ma'am, to the right. Yep, please. Watch the cords. You want to move that podium too when you get a chance? Actually, thank you, Mr. Nelson. I was going to volunteer Mr. Young Sand, but that's okay. It's heavy.
Right.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is going to accident happen here.
Yeah, Anita was they both was 18 years old, right? Fresh out of high school, right into college.
Aimed at her chin, please. No, just the top part. Yeah, just down. There you go. Okay. Is it on? There you go.
Now it's on.
Okay. Austin, is yours on? Okay. All right. Ms. Sorgan, you may proceed.
Thank you. Would you please state your name for the record?
Sharon Knudsen.
Get a little bit closer to the microphone.
She can't. Get a little closer to her. if you could,
Can't.
please. Ayla, just
Sharon
slide
Knudsen. How's that?
Okay. Let's just try it one more time.
Sharon Knudsen.
Thank you, ma'am. You're the mother of Anita Knutson, is that correct?
Right.
Are you Anita's birth mother?
No.
What was your relationship with Anita?
We adopted her when she was an infant.
How old was Anita when she first came into your care?
6 months.
Can I interrupt you? What? Well, it's not on.
Oh, it's still not on.
Push it. The green light has to come on.
Right.
There
It
you go.
was on and I moved it and it went off.
All right.
Okay,
Let's just start from the beginning one more time.
sounds
please.
good, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we've established that you're Anita's mom, right?
Right.
Okay, but you're not her birth mother.
No.
And what is your relationship with Anita?
I was her adoptive mother.
How old was she when she came into your care?
6 months.
Did you have other kids?
Biological kids and they were all grown.
Okay. Did you have any other?
Yeah, there's
adoptive
other
kids?
ways.
Yes.
You can handle that.
And how many other adoptive kids did you have?
3.
Did Anita graduate from high school?
Yes.
Where did she graduate from high school at?
Velva, North Dakota.
Okay. And Anita was living with you at that time, is that right?
Yes.
What did Anita do after high school?
She went to college in Minot.
Okay. Which school did she attend?
She went to Minot University
Minot State?
in state.
Did she go right away to school or did she take a gap year?
She went right away
What was Anita studying?
to be a teacher.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
You may.
Don't forget to hit the like button as you come in, guys. I would appreciate it.
Sharon, showing you what's been marked as for identification as State's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a picture of Anita.
When was that taken?
When was it taken? Oh, gosh, I don't remember. I think it was in high school.
Is that a fair and accurate photograph of Anita?
Yes.
How old was she in that picture, approximately?
It's like 17. She was 17 when she graduated high school.
State moves to introduce Exhibit 1.
Mr. Sand,
No objection.
State's Exhibit 1 is received without objection.
Permission to publish.
You may.
This was your daughter? Is that correct, Sharon?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sharon, where did Anita live while she was going to college?
She lived the first year of college. She lived in the dorms.
And did there come a time that changed?
The second year of college, she got an apartment with a share person.
So she shared an apartment with somebody, is that correct?
Right.
Where was that apartment located?
North Hill.
In what city and county?
Minot.
And what county is that? What county is Minot in?
Oh, Minot.
Damn, give her a
I have no
minute.
clue at this point in time.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right. Let's get a few bases on there. Sharon, how old are you?
I'm 80.
Do you sometimes have issues with your memory?
Yes, I do.
All right. Do you recall who Anita lived with while she lived in that apartment?
Nichole
Do you know Nicole's last name?
Rice.
Had you ever met her before?
No, I never met her until after they got the room together.
Okay.
I knew she was Anita's roommate and also in college that first year.
So you had not met Nichole before Anita and Nichole moved into the apartment together?
No.
Which was strange because they were friends since high school. So that's why I was kind of looking at that like, huh?
Had you ever been to the apartment?
Yes.
Okay. How many times did you have occasion to go to the apartment?
Really couldn't say how many, but I would go once in a while. Most of the time we would meet at the mall and go shopping. go
Now,
out
when
to
you say
eat.
we would meet at the mall and go shopping, who do you mean we?
Anita and myself.
And how often would the two of you meet at the mall and go shopping?
When she wasn't working or I wasn't doing my stuff that I did in Butte. I had a business.
And you were living in Butte at that time, is that right?
Right.
Yeah, they were friends since high school from what was from what's going to be testified to. That's why I was kind of looking like when she said when did she meet her, she just said after she got her apartment, but they were friends prior to going to college. So that's why I was kind of curious why she never bothered to, maybe she wasn't that close as far as friends in high school to not introduce you to your family. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You said Anita was working sometimes. Where did she work?
She worked 2 jobs.
Where were those at?
One was the Fairfield Hotel, and the other one was at a dress shop in the mall, Vanity.
Do you know what kind of hours Anita was working?
Not really. It's just,
And she was working 2 jobs to put herself through school. And these were during the times when things were a little rough around 07, 08. That was around the time that I had left high school. So that's how I remember, like, it wasn't easy holding 2 jobs down and trying to put yourself through college.
Now, you said that you had had occasion to go to the apartment. Can you describe the apartment?
It was a nice little apartment. Nita kept it up.
How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms?
1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms.
Do you know what the relationship was like between Nichole and Anita?
From what I got from Anita, it wasn't good.
And why do you say that?
She was kind of scared of Nichole. At least that's how she came over to me. You know, if Nichole was going to be home, she didn't want me over there.
She didn't want you to come over to the apartment?
Right.
How often did you speak with Anita?
Oh,
That's crazy to be
all
scared
the
of your
time.
roommates and not even have your mother at your own
Daily
place.
almost. But we have our cell phones and then
And did Anita have a cell phone as well?
yes, she did.
And whose name was that cell phone under?
Her dad's name, Gordon's.
Gordon. And is Gordon
Mhm.
your husband?
Yes.
Now, you said that things were not good between Anita and Nichole.
No, not. They didn't run in the same circles, from what I gathered from Anita. You know, they had separate friends.
Now, you said that you lived in Butte at that
Right.
time.
Hmm.
How far from Minot is Butte?
It's good 60 miles.
And you said Anita went to high school in Velva. Is that right?
No, yes,
How far from Minot is Velva?
30 miles.
How long does it take to drive from Minot to Butte?
An hour,
And how about from Minot to Velva?
30 minutes.
Now, you said that you spoke with Anita pretty much almost daily. Is that right?
Yeah,
Do you remember when the last time you spoke with her was?
yes.
When was that?
The Friday before she was found dead.
Do you know what was going on when she called, when you had the phone call with her?
No, that night she was over at her friend's house and she was getting ready to leave to go home. She told me.
Do you know which friend?
Michelle.
That was Friday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any contact with her on Saturday?
I called, but she didn't answer, so I assumed she was working.
Did you hear from her on Sunday?
No, I did not. I called again, and she didn't answer.
So then what did you do when she didn't answer?
We're all busy. We're kind of, I was mowing and stuff. And so I thought, well, Gordon was going to mine it Monday. He can stop and check on her.
Okay.
And he did. I called him, and
Gordon is her father, her husband, Anita's father, and her husband on the stand. That's the one who actually found her body.
I said, did you check on Anita? And he said, well, he went by her house, her apartment.
Without telling us what Gordon said,
Mm.
okay? You called him and asked him to check on her on Monday.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
And do you remember the date of Monday?
At this minute, no.
That's your memory issues.
Right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the next thing you heard about where your daughter was?
He called one of my neighbors in Butte and had her come and stay with me while he told me on the phone what he found.
And what was that?
He found Anita dead.
Absolutely, I agree.
What were you thinking in that moment?
It was just kind of just spinning in my head. And My neighbor made sure when I got my car, I went straight home.
How old was Anita when she died?
18.
Now, you said that you had 2 other adoptive kids.
Mm-hmm.
How old were they at that time?
That time they were in high school. One was a junior, one was senior.
And which one of your children was the senior?
Daniel.
How old was Daniel?
At that time, he was 17,
And your other child, who was the junior?
16.
And that's your other daughter, Anna, is that right?
Right.
When you talked about things not being good between Anita and her roommate, was there anything specific?
She would say things like, I have to do this or that before Nichole gets home. Just not comfortable things. One time I went over with her to the apartment and she said she had to feed the fish so they wouldn't die, because if they were dead when Nichole came home, she was afraid what Nichole would do.
That sounds
Girls
like
had their own
being a
separate
prisoner in your
bedrooms,
own
is that
home.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did they spend time in each other's rooms? Are you aware of?
No, not that I know of anyway.
Do you know if they had access to one another's rooms?
For a short period of time.
And what put an end to that?
Anita had her dad come over and put a lock on her door.
A lock on her own bedroom door.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, we have to have you answer aloud.
Right.
Now, you indicated that your husband is Gordon, is that right?
Right.
How old is Gordon?
Now he's 90.
Does Gordon have any physical impairments?
He has a bad heart. He's 90 years old. He has the typical ailments of a 90-year-old.
How's his hearing?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, for her father to have to come over to install a secondary lock, something that the apartment complex didn't even do or couldn't do, that tells you how unsafe she felt in her own apartment, which is crazy.
Lousy. He can't.
And how about his memory?
Off and on. It's pretty good though.
How about his long-term memory?
Long term, he remembers things I forgot.
Now, you indicated previously that Anita had a cell phone and that was under Gordon's name, correct?
Right.
Okay. Is that how you would contact Anita?
Yes.
How would you talk to her? Did you text message, calls?
No, I called verbally.
And did you ever text with her?
Not that I can remember ever texting with her.
Okay. Not much of a texter?
No.
Do you recall where your other 2 children were at the time that you were informed that
They were
Anita
at
was dead?
They were at school.
Okay. Now, you said that when you couldn't reach Anita on Saturday or Sunday, you assumed that she was working, right?
I assumed, yes.
Okay. Did you take any steps to verify whether or not she was working?
No, I didn't. Because we just didn't.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Tyler Schmaltz?
Yes.
Okay. Who was Tyler?
He was her friend.
Was there anything special about him?
He had some issues about, he wanted her to be his friend. and she didn't want him as that type of friend, but she still stayed friends with him, you know.
Now, when you say she, you mean Anita?
Anita. Mhm.
And he wanted to be a little more than just friends?
Right.
All right. How did Anita react to that?
I think she just kind of ignored that. I never discussed it with her about him.
Now, did they go to the prom together?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
What was the prom arrangement?
She had friends, other male boyfriends that were in high school with her that took her.
Now, were these boyfriends that she was dating or were these male friends?
They were just male friends.
Did Anita have a boyfriend?
She had one in California that she still kept in contact with.
Now, let's clarify that for in California. Was there a point in time that you all lived in California?
Yes,
And when was that?
from the time she was born until we moved to North Dakota,
What year did you move to North Dakota?
2003.
So 4 years before Anita died.
Right.
Okay, so she would have been about 14 if my math's right. Is that right?
She was 15 when we moved to North Dakota.
Okay. And she had a boyfriend from back in California?
Yeah, they phoned each other. They didn't see each other. They just phoned, kept in contact.
Did you
So
know
a
how
long
she
distance
felt about
friend.
him?
Kind of like a boyfriend, girlfriend in California. But once we moved to North Dakota, she would talk to him once in a while, but that was about it, as far as I knew.
Now, you said that Anita was friendly with Tyler. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of things would they do together?
She was like a tutor for him,
Did you help him with schoolwork, things like that?
schoolwork. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
How did Anita's death affect your family?
Really much, a lot. It's like I can't describe how we felt. It was so bad.
So I don't know about that because it was because of the verdict of this trial. She got not guilty. So I mean, they know pretty much in their hearts that she did it, but they just couldn't prove it in court.
Is there anything in particular that impacted the family?
The loss.
How did your other children take the loss?
Very seriously, a big loss. They're still feeling, well, and Anna is still feeling it because we lost Daniel.
You
to
lost
suicide.
Daniel committed suicide?
Mm-hmm.
When did Daniel commit suicide?
Oh gosh, what year was that? Doesn't.
And that's the who she's speaking of. That's her other son. He couldn't cope with the loss of his sister, so he took his life, I believe, 2 years after she passed away. And that's the defendant right there. She has nothing but guilt and worry on her face. She's gonna have that same facial expression on all days of her trial. I'm gonna be covering every day. I think it's like 6 to 7 days of it, but she's gonna have that same look on her face, even worse when her aunt testify against her and tell the things that she said and done, or that she told her, pretty much.
It seemed like it was that long ago, but 3 years after Anita died.
3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 years later, he committed suicide.
When Anita was in school, did she come home very often to Butte?
Not too often. She would come periodically, but with her going to school full time, working 2 jobs, and then I understand she would go to her aunt's house, go to my husband's sister's house.
Because where did she live?
She lives in Minot. That's a long drive. In the wintertime, it's not a good drive.
An hour on a normal day, correct?
Right.
All right. And in the wintertime, how long would it usually take?
Last week, it took me an hour and a half.
That is a long drive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have no further questions for Mrs. Knutson, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Sand, do you wish to cross-examine Ms. Knutson?
I am unable to see her, so is it all right if I stand?
Absolutely it is.
Thank you.
You
She's
want me
too
to
tall
stand?
for you?
Oh, you
tall.
can stand. Yeah.
No matter, you're just
The
fine.
chair's too short.
Ah, right. First of all, Mrs. Knudsen, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Sorry they have to sit here today. Do you know how Anita and Nikki knew each other?
College, high school,
School.
high school and college.
So they met in high school, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Moved in together in college.
Well, yeah.
You're not getting me? Can you hear me now?
Is your
Can you hear-
battery
okay,
pack
I can
on?
hold it too.
Well, just make sure it's on, I guess is the key.
Sorry about that. Did you know Nichole very well in high school or in college? Or
No.
They were?
Mm-mm.
Did they go to the same high school?
Yes, they did.
You said you knew Tyler Schmalz as well.
Yes.
Now, this is a long time ago. This is in June of 2007. Do you recall meeting with the detective Barnard and doing an interview? Right
Yes, I remember it
a
very
long
well.
time ago. I'm not going to hold you too tight to it here, but I got a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall Detective Barnard asking you about Nikki at all, about Nichole?
No,
No. Do you remember talking about Nichole to him?
no.
Do you remember any of the conversation?
No, I don't. I know he was rude. He was talking Anita Aunt down like she was a street person.
Detective Barnard was.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things did he say? Do you know?
Well, at that point in time, there was a club on Main Street for all the teenagers. No, I
Club
don't.
101 maybe?
I have no idea.
Okay. What did he say about the club?
That she went there and danced. And I didn't get his point other than he was not making her look like a nice girl.
Was he saying it was like a sleazy kind of club?
No, no.
What was he
But
saying about the
it
club?
was like he thought she was better than going there, you know. Hmm.
Gotcha.
But she would go and she always went with her girlfriends.
Girlfriends.
Hmm.
Did you know that she went to this club 101?
Yeah, she told me.
And it was like a dance club? Is that
Hmm.
Now, in this conversation with Detective Barnard, do you remember if he talked to you about whether Nikki smoked or drank?
No,
Nikki, I'm sorry.
I don't. Oh, no, she didn't.
She didn't.
Not that I know of. And
Do you remember telling Detective Barnard that she didn't, but Nichole did?
that I remember.
Do you remember talking about Nichole was in beauty college and the house stunk and there was hair dye all over the walls from her?
No, I didn't. I don't remember any of that.
So you're saying Anita didn't drink or smoke or anything like that?
No. That I know.
Do you have any people that she might have met at this Club 101?
No. She didn't go that often because she was too busy with school and her 2 jobs.
So I don't like how they're trying to slut shame the victim is what it sounded like. Did she go to the club and dance? Is she smoke and drink? I really feel like all of that stuff is irrelevant. And that's what they were trying, that's what she's talking about on the stand right now, is how the police try to make her daughter out to be this badass person who go out and smoke and drink and dance at clubs and things like that. Like, I'm not sure where they're going with this to be exact, you know, like, I'm not understanding. That don't have anything to do with someone unaliving her at this point.
You said that Nikki did not go to prom with Tyler Schmaltz.
I don't think she did. I don't know who she went with.
Okay. But he wanted to be her boyfriend, it sounds like, and she wasn't
Right.
feeling that. Okay. Do you know at the time Nikki died if Tyler lived in the same apartment complex that she
And Nikki didn't die. Anita
I'm
did.
sorry, Anita. That'll be the last time I do that. I apologize.
Thank you.
When
That
Anita died, do you know if Tyler was living in that apartment complex?
no, he did not.
He didn't live in that apartment complex.
Not to my knowledge, he didn't. He lived in somewhere else.
And I know this is a long time ago, and it's
Mm-hmm.
do you remember telling Officer Barnard that Anita was at Tyler's a lot?
No, no, I never said that.
If I showed you a copy of the transcript of your conversation,
Mm-hmm.
Detective Barnard, from June of the 5th, 2007, pointed you to a certain spot, would that maybe bring your memory
I
back?
doubt it.
Can I show it to you?
Sure.
I'll point right where it's at.
Okay.
So do you see where he says, anything else, Ms. Knudsen, you want to add? And you say,
Objection, Your Honor. They're reading from this transcript, which is not evidence.
No, this is not.
Ms. Knudsen, just hang on one second.
Mhm.
Mr. Sand, did you wish to refresh your memory with that?
that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to
Yeah.
point her to the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't read it for her if she can. I'm sorry.
All right.
No.
Ms. Knudsen, if you can just read it, then he can ask you questions about it, but you need to read it to yourself, ma'am.
Okay, I did.
Okay, then, he can ask you questions if he likes, but
I just want to make sure you read the right part. It's
Right.
right here, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not even.
okay, now you need to ask the questions. Take that away.
Mm-hmm.
So in response to the question, anything else, Mrs. Knudsen, you want to add?
Objection. He's reading from this transcript, Your Honor.
I'm asking what she responded.
You're not reading it, just the question?
Yeah.
All right, you can ask your question.
I apologize. After looking at that, do you
Mhm.
recall talking to Detective Barnard, telling him she spent a lot of time?
No, never.
Okay.
That I know.
Okay. I know the state had asked you this, Ms. Knudsen, but was Anita's death one of the most difficult things your family's ever gone through?
Yes.
I would assume that. And have you guys been hoping for answers since it happened
Yes.
and hoping for closure and justice?
Right.
And you deserve it.
I think so.
That's all I have. Thank you, Ms. Knudsen.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a defense at all.
Sir, do you have any redirect, ma'am?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Sharon, what was your mental state and emotional state like in the days and weeks following Anita's death?
Was a lot of blank. Just going through the motions of living. And I had to call her biological family in California and let them know. It was a lot. It's still hard.
Do you have a lot of active memory of around that time?
Some, yeah.
But mostly, what is it for you?
What is it? It's to lose a child, regardless whether she's your biological child that had her all those years. And she had plans, and we had plans for her. It's not there. It's not going to happen.
Do you have a lot of specific memories of what you and your family did in the days and weeks following Anita's death?
Not all of it.
Who handled most of the arrangements? with regards-
Gordon did.
Gordon handled that.
My husband. Mhm.
Were you involved in it?
No, I wasn't there mentally. Mm-mm.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Mr. Sand, anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Is Ms. Knutson here by subpoena?
She is, Your Honor.
Is she excused?
She may be.
Mr. Sand, do you have any objections?
No, sir.
All right. Ms. Knutson, you may come and go as you please, ma'am.
Thank you.
Take your time getting down and please watch your step. You may call your next witness, please, Ms.
Your Honor, state's next witness is Gordon Knutson.
All right. I know. We will need to take just a short recess. Over here, Mr. Knutson. Here you go. That's fine. Go ahead then.
So the next witness is her adoptive father, Gordon Knutson. He's the one who actually found her body today.
So help you God.
Can you tell us what your name is, ma'am?
Sandra Ermentrout,
And you are from what city and state?
Minnesota, Detroit Lakes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The witness, please.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you
Or at
solemnly
least-
swear
I don't know
to
who this
truthfully
is.
answer
Give
the
me one second.
questions you are asked about your qualifications?
The questions. You can read them.
So we're clear for the record.
And it's 90
ADA
years old.
assistance is necessary for Mr. Knutson's hearing loss. This would be a real-time translation of the questions asked of Mr. Knutson so that he can read them and then respond verbally. Ms. Sorgen, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the record?
Gordon Knutson.
Push the microphone down. There you go. Just name it as Jim. Thank you. Turn it back on. Hold it down. Is it on? Okay, it's good.
Again,
Say that for me one more time.
Gordon Knutson.
Gordon, you're Anita's dad, is that right?
That's right.
How old are you, Gordon?
90.
And you have some hearing loss, is that correct?
Yeah, very much so.
I'm going to speak slowly so that we can follow along for questions, okay?
Okay.
We heard from testimony from your wife earlier that Anita was a college student. Is that right?
That's right.
Where did she go to school?
Wayne State College, I guess.
And where did she live while she was going to college?
I don't know the address. Is up in North Hill. I was found it
Northville.
again.
What city?
He's doing okay for 90 years old. As far as him testifying and everything, it may be a little delayed, but
Mine.
he seemed to know the answers.
I know it, but I can't think of it right now.
Does Ward County sound familiar?
That's right.
Had you ever been to Anita's apartment?
Yes,
How many times had you been to Anita's apartment while she lived there?
I believe 4 times.
And what did you do when you went to that apartment?
Well, a couple times just to pick her up, but one time I fixed the in the bathroom, the fan was making a lot of noise, and well, actually, it wasn't even hardly running very good.
Did you ever fix anything else in Anita's house, or Anita's apartment?
No,
Did you ever do any installation of anything in Anita's apartment?
no.
Gordon, how's your memory?
Um, it's like my hearing, very poor.
Gordon, do you know what school year, what year it was that Anita lived in that apartment?
Uh, 2007.
Who did Anita live with?
Nichole.
Did you ever meet Nichole?
She's trying to get him to remember the moment or the day that he had to install the additional lock on their door when Anita became frightened for her afraid for her life, pretty much with Nichole. But he does have memory problems, him being 90 years old. But from what I'm seeing, he's testifying as a good witness. Remembering, he knows the answers. They just may be a little delayed, but he knows when they happen. Pretty much, they just have to wait because he has hearing problems as well. So
Yeah, when we rented the apartment.
Gordon, I'm going to draw your attention to June of 2007. You were living where at that time?
I didn't get all that. In Butte, North Dakota.
Did you ever have occasion to go to Minot?
Did I ever have occasion to go to Minot? Sure.
You did. Okay. What would you go to Minot for?
Well, we do shopping or whatever. Oh, I go there quite often.
You would go there quite often. Did you see Anita when you would go to Minot?
Yeah, but I usually went to where she was working.
Not to the apartment?
Right.
Did Anita have a vehicle?
Yes, she did.
What kind of vehicle did she have?
It was a white panel. I forgot the name of the brand.
That's okay. Was it a sedan, a truck, a SUV, a van?
Well, it was the one that had the side doors slipped open instead of opened in, you know.
But you recognized her car, is that right?
Yeah.
Gordon, do you remember a time when Sharon asked you to check on Anita because she had not heard from her for a few days?
Yes. That was the first thing I did when I went that day.
And do you remember what day that was?
That was the 4th of June,
In what year?
2007.
And you said that was the first thing that you did when you got there, is that right?
I don't think like he has a memory problem at all because he on spot with these answers though. It may be a little slow, but that ain't got nothing to do with you remembering.
I don't.
Let me ask a better question. June 4th, 2007, you came to Minot, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And Sharon asked you to check on Anita.
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
What did you do?
You know what I'm
Sharon
saying?
asked you to check on
Really?
her?
I said, that's the first thing I'm going to do, is go there.
About what time did you go there?
Well, I think we left right after I had breakfast, and then it takes about an hour to get there, so that's about when I got up there.
And do you know approximately what time of day that would have been?
Around 10 o'clock.
About 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you check on Anita?
I just went up and knocked on the door, and in fact, several times, there was no answer. I tried to see if it was if I could get in, and it was locked.
Then what did you do?
And I had noticed that her car was there, but I didn't, at that time, didn't think too much about it because she a lot of times went with a friend.
So what did you do next?
Well, I went back to town because this is in North Hill where she lived, and I went, we all three of us got what we needed, and I started home, and Sharon called me and said she still couldn't get a hold of Anita.
Okay, I'm going to back you up a little bit, Gordon. You said all three of us. You had other people with you?
I had two friends with me.
Okay. And so then you received another call from Sharon. So then what did you do?
I turned around and went back up to where she lived.
And about what time was that?
I would say it was around noon, I believe. I'm not sure of that.
And what did you do when you got back to the apartment?
I went straight to the manager's office and told him we couldn't get a hold of Anita and that I would like to see what's going on if she would let me in.
Did you have a key to Anita's apartment?
Did I have a key?
Correct. Did you have a key?
No, I didn't.
Why did you go to find the manager?
To get into the apartment.
Once you found the manager, what did you do?
She said that she could get into trouble if she did that. And I said, you can get into trouble if you don't do it too.
So then what happened?
She got up and got the keys. And about that time, the maintenance man was there also. And he stated that he had found a screen from a window of one of the apartments, and he thought it was from her apartment.
So then what did you do?
So one of my friends, myself, and the maintenance man and the lady that was the manager walked up there. Only thing is, we walked not to the door, but where the window was.
What
And-
did you see when you were at the window?
Pardon me?
What did you see when you were at the window?
I seen Anita.
Where was Anita?
She was just lying in bed just inside the window.
How was she laying?
Like face down.
What did you do when you saw her laying face down?
I told her to get the door open,
You told who to get the door
and she
open?
was already going that direction, and she did open the door.
And who was it that opened the door?
The manager.
Once she opened the door, what did you do?
I just went in and the door was open to the bedroom and I walked in and I checked her, put my hand on her leg and she was cold.
And then what happened?
I told her that the landlady to call the police, please, but I noticed she already was, and so that was.
And did you stay around until the police came?
Yes, I did.
Did you give a statement to the police?
Yes,
She looked guilty.
not at first. But then he had told me that he wanted to stay around and identify the body before, when they took her away.
The policeman told you that?
And I did that, but then he kept the same person, same police officer came and got me and wanted to interview me at the office. And so we went there, and by that time, there was somebody else that had taken care of the identifying the body.
Thank you, Gordon. I have no more questions.
Mr. Sand, do you have any questions for Mr. Knudsen?
I do, Your Honor, and I'm having the same issue. This computer screen is why I really stand up.
Yes, you may stand up.
And I know we've had mic issues. Is that any better?
Talk to her.
Can you hear me all right? Gordon, I'm sorry for your loss.
I can't hear.
I just have a few questions for you. You talked with the state's attorney about going to Anita's apartment that day. Do you recall the maintenance man?
His name, no, I don't.
Do you recall talking to him that day?
The only thing I know about him after that was in the paper he committed suicide.
Did he get the screen for you that you were talking about earlier?
Yes,
And he thought that was Anita's screen.
yes.
Did you see where the screen was?
No, I didn't. He said it was about out in the middle of the lawn.
Okay. Did he tell you anything about curtains or a curtain rod from Anita's room?
No,
He didn't tell you that he had thrown the curtains and curtain rod back in her room earlier?
I don't remember that, no.
Gordon, do you remember doing a deposition a couple of years ago with Ms. Sorgan and Mr. Becker from our office?
Right.
Do you recall talking about the maintenance man and what had happened at that deposition? I can rephrase that, that's hard to understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was stabbed.
Do you recall discussing the maintenance man with Ms. Sorgan and Mr. Becker at the deposition?
Right, I could recall that. And what he was asking me, well, how many feet away the screen was. And I said, well, I really don't know. He said, well, was it 5 feet or 10 feet? I says, no, more like 100.
Do you recall
He
specific?
didn't ask me any more about that.
Do you recall specifically discussing how it could have been that the maintenance man didn't see Anita's body?
No, I didn't talk about that. I wondered about it because as soon as I got a few feet away, there was a flower bed, and outside at the bottom, so you couldn't get too close without walking in it. But yeah, I knew something was definitely wrong.
If I showed you a page from that deposition, would that help refresh your recollection?
Yeah, I know I made some mistakes on there. Go ahead.
It's okay. I'm not saying it's a mistake. Are your eyes okay for reading this?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Knudsen, can I have you just review from here to the bottom of the page?
Oh, that sounds right.
Okay. And so does that refresh your recollection of that conversation a little bit? Does that help you remember that conversation a little bit?
Yeah.
So if Mr. Beck, do you recall discussing a maintenance man with Mr. Becker?
Is that what the maintenance man's name is?
No,
I
that's the
don't
attorney.
understand that question.
Sorry. I've shown you this page from the deposition.
Yeah.
Does that help you recall this conversation you had with the attorney at the deposition?
Yeah, I guess it does, but I can't figure why he was asking me where I found it, because I didn't find it.
Well, again, I can show this to you again. It's not about the screen. It's about whether or not you thought the maintenance man could see Anita's body. And then you had said, I'll have you look at it one more time, sir, if that's all right. Just from this line, and this is the most important line right here that will refresh your recollection.
This line of questioning be throwing me off a little bit.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Trying to see what direction he going with it.
Did you tell Mr. Becker unless he was blind, he wouldn't have seen her?
all I wanted to do was get away from him asking me where the way he put it, I'm the one that found them. And I didn't. He's the one that told me where it was.
You're talking about the screen? Is that right? Okay. I'm talking about Anita's body. Unless he was blind, you wouldn't have been able to see it looking in that window. Because it sounds like you saw it right when you looked in, correct?
I don't know what you're getting at. I don't understand what you're getting at.
I understand that with this card system, it's difficult to understand. When you looked in the window, you had testified earlier that you were able to see Anita, correct?
Right.
And when you discussed with Mr. Becker, whether the maintenance man would have been able to see that? I've had you read it a few times.
If we were standing at the same place I did and he was,
Right.
he should be able to see that it was him. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Man, I don't understand where you're getting me at. I don't either, sir.
Now, was there anything else in particular you noticed about the scene?
No.
No. Okay. Now, I asked your wife the same question, but I'm sure you want justice for what happened, correct?
Yeah.
And you believe you deserve it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I got, Mr. Gibson. I appreciate it.
Ms. Sorgan, do you have any redirect, ma'am?
Very briefly, Your Honor. Gordon? When Mr. Sand just asked you a question about you standing at the window, you said you knew something was definitely wrong. Why did you say that?
Well, when I seen her laying there, I figured she was dead.
What did you see of her when you looked in the window the first time?
I thought she was dead.
Specifically, what part of Anita did you see when you looked in the window?
Objection, Your Honor, will be on the scope of cross.
No. Objection's overruled. You opened it up with what was seen by the maintenance guy or should have been seen by the maintenance guy, so no.
So Gordon, what part of Anita's body did you see?
As this is going on. Mainly her head, because she had a blanket for her.
What color was the blanket?
It was a dark reddish color.
What color was Anita's hair?
She had black hair.
She had black hair and she was with a dark blanket on her bed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you remember if the lights were on or off when you looked in the window in the bedroom?
They were off.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Mr. Sand?
Nothing else.
All right, is Mr. Knutson here by subpoena, Ms. Sorgan?
He is, Your Honor.
Is he excused?
Yes.
Mr. Sand, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Knutson, thank you for your testimony. You are excused, sir. You may come and go as you please.
So that's it for day one. Two witnesses that testified was her parents. Tomorrow I'm gonna get into day two, and I'm probably do it like video by video. I'm not sure just yet, but I thank you guys for pulling up and kicking it with me and watching this trial. But that's all I got for tonight, folks. Have a good one.